Johnson, after the Vikings defeated Wheaton College by a 9-5 score to get their record back to a 15-15, 500 mark. Luke, talk about this game. You guys fall behind 3-0, but then come back with 3 runs in the bottom half of the first, get 2 more runs in the second and third, highlighted by that Dan Saban 2-run home run. Talking about what the guys were able to do come back offensively.
Well, I mean, they really kind of left the door open for us a little bit. There were a couple plays that weren't made in the middle infield. There was one ball that I thought really could kill an inning that ends up in center field that let runs score. So when you capitalize on things like that, good things happen. We did. The ball Dan spun out of the park. He hit pretty good. He hit his stroke is middle out. He hit good. So like I said before, when he gets ball after ball like that off his bat, usually there's lots of hits. That was nice to see, and it was certainly nice to dig ourselves out of the hole we spotted early. So,
talking about Kenny Blanchard's performance too, near complete game, ends up getting 7 strikeouts, tossing 8 solid innings. Talking about what he was able to do on the mound.
That was probably his third out of his last 4 starts where he was over 100 pitches by the 7th inning, and he's getting by when it gets that late. He's getting by on guts. He did have a little bit more left in the tank than I thought that he might late. He probably could have gone out there again, but we're getting to that spot in the year where if we're going to need him to be fresh late in the ball game next weekend or the week after, which we will, you really got to watch that a little bit. But he was, he said he was as efficient as he could be after that first inning, where I want to say he had 3 straight hits. Put runs on the board. He pitched like a senior. He had some savvy to him. It was nice.
Talking about too, just getting this victory, bouncing back from last night's loss.
Last night was a tough one. We did enough to win, I thought, and we were in position at the end where we were first and second. Didn't get a bunt down, and there were a lot of things that went on in that game. I thought we executed the game plan pretty well in a lot of aspects, but in some crucial elements we didn't. So we weren't necessarily in that spot today where we had a chance to get right and correct those things. But we did get some big hits, and when you get big hits at big times, sometimes the little things are less evident. So it's nice to win. We talked about Game 2 is the most important thing in front of us.
All right, thanks so much.
Thanks, Coach.
Luke Johnson, after the Vikings' unfortunate 3-0 loss to Wheaton College. Luke, what do you think, looking at some of the stats here, what do you think was the unfortunate breakdown for the guys in this game?
I think the unfortunate part was Michael Kaufman's changeup was working from the get-go, and he threw. According to our chart, I think he threw like 4 breaking balls, and the rest it was split probably 60% change and 40% fastball, and he was able to locate it. And when you play on turf and throw a changeup for a strike and throw the bottom of the strike zone, some days you're going to have 4 hits. And I'm not going to say I'm going to tip my cap to him because I'm competitive, but he threw well, and he was on all day. He had a number of at-bats that he was able to work through that were 3-pitch at-bats. He had several 1-pitch at-bats, and it was one of those days. Disappointing after how Game 1 went. He did pitch well.
On the flip side, Jason Meager gets a complete game. Talking about what he was able to do.
Jason's done what he's done all year. Actually, I mean, the guys that have gone out there and started ball games for us, that's what they've done. And I think they've also done a very good job of not coming back to the dugout crying about run support. There have been some games that they've been hurt on the bad end of that a little bit. Jason competed. We played the third out of an inning into a triple, and they scored all the runs with 2 outs in that inning, and he came out. Went back out there again and got a big pitch later that next inning and pitched and competed like a man, and that's what he's done, and that's the growth that he's made from last year to this year. So I would certainly rather have him have a win, but he does continue to take positive steps.
All right, thanks so much, Coach.
Thanks.